All right, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Ready to get started? I know we're all really eager to hear from today's presenter. We had a really great time hearing from last week's presenters. In case we have a new process. If you haven't scanned the QR code you see on your tables to just check off that you're in attendance, feel free to do so now. We can help you with that. Also really quick, today's coffee sponsor is the American Ice Cafe, and food and baked goodies are provided by the Jeannie Bird's Baking Company just next door. And before we get started, I'm just going to go over our core principles and what we're all about here at 1MC. So our mission is to lower the barrier for access to education, resources, and connections for entrepreneurs. Without all of you here, our great community, and our core principles, this mission cannot be accomplished. So we're looking for presentations, not pitches. We're all about connection, not networking. We're for the community and by the community. We really want to get to know you, your business, your organization, the things that you have going on so that we can connect you to all the great resources we have here. Nobody has ownership of 1MC Westminster. Nobody is paid to do 1MC Westminster, and we are radically and intentionally inclusive. We're always looking for new presenters, new business-minded people, new people who want to help organize. Please come talk to us, and we'll help get you set up. So we meet every week, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. We have two presenters whenever possible. Presenters organizations we ask just be less than 5 years old and willing to ask for help, because we end every session with what can we as a community do to help you. So here's our organizing team: Graham Dodge, Chris Abel, our newest member, Vicki Slinkman, John Wheatman, Tina Thomas, myself, Julia Snap, and Gabby Rose. And with that, I will turn it over.
Hi everyone, my name is Molly. I'm from the Carroll Technology and Innovation Council, where Chris, the newest member of 1 Million Cups, is also from. He couldn't be here today, so I'm here to tell y'all about Ignite Carroll. It's a night of inspiration and community on its 10th run here in Westminster. So what is Ignite Carroll? I've never actually been before, but just getting to talk to audience members in the past and getting to see them light up talking about the experience, it seems to be a really one-of-a-kind event. It's a fast-paced night. It's a concept that puts a bunch of speakers up in front of an audience, gives them 5 minutes to talk about something that they're passionate about. So you get to hear from a bunch of different people on one evening, and it's stuff that gets people excited. So everyone up there is just super jazzed to be there and tell you about something that they like. And I clicked out of the slides. Cool. And so I think that, the way I've seen audience members react and get to tell me about why they like Ignite so much really speaks to the mission of what Ignite is all about. And that first being, the audiences are just known for being some of the most supportive and excited to be there. They're there hearing from community members. A lot of them come to support friends. Others probably meet someone that they didn't know could be a friend just by getting to hear about ideas that get them excited. And then the unique format of Ignite presentations, which we'll get more into, it's important for all presenters, whether they have public speaking or not, because of the format that they have to deliver, and really gets them to the heart of the topic that they're speaking about. We heard Graham talk about how the first parts of his book that is now published and available on Amazon kind of came together in his Ignite presentation. So whether you're getting more speaking experience or talking about something that you've been working on for years, you're bound to see new pieces come to light, and I think that's really valuable for speakers when they take to the Ignite stage. And then just this component of community, we're all here in Westminster, hearing from other people in Westminster is kind of just getting to the heart of what we're all about and getting to hear from people that you know and or might not know. And when people take to the Ignite stage or sit in an Ignite audience, they are joining a community of hundreds all across the world, from Ghana to Annapolis to San Diego to where the event first began in Seattle, Washington. So in over 350 cities and 6 continents, at universities and cities like ours, Ignite events have been happening for over the past 16 years. So all this stuff is awesome, but if you're gonna go, what can you expect? What's it gonna look like? Who are you gonna see on the stage, and what can you expect in the audience? And the slogan of Ignite is enlighten us and keep it quick, so I'll hold this next part of the presentation to that as well. So who can you expect on stage? Pretty much anyone. Speakers just have a burning idea and the guts to get on stage and share it. And that is a vulnerable act in itself. A lot of these topics, you might notice, are really close to the presenters' hearts. So getting up there and sharing with the audience what they've learned through years, or what they might just be first realizing and wanting to share. It's pretty, can be nerve-wracking for them, but like I said, the Ignite audience is a pretty special one. And they're all sharing something that ignites them. There's the wordplay. It's great. So this year, some of our speakers that we're rolling out through spotlights on Instagram. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can be like 1 of 3 likes. We're really trying. So, like Emily here is talking about the history of point ballet, which I didn't realize I was going to be as excited about, but as I talked to her, like, I'm pretty excited to hear about it. The history of the point shoe, how it's been used throughout history to today. Neil is going to be talking about old wives' tales, how they get there, why they are so prevalent in some of our cultures, and I'm sure he's going to tear some of them apart to figure out how they work. And then Judith is talking about something a little bit more emotional, talking about mental health. Zero Deaths to Despair is trying to ignite hope in people and give them the courage to have these conversations around mental health. We'll also hear from Billy, and Graham is going to be there again talking about Silicon Valley, bringing it to Main Street. So lots of variety in these presenters. It's rare that I think you'd see all these speakers in one place if it wasn't for a unique event like this. And then, so how do they give an Ignite presentation? So this is what makes this night pretty unique. Presenters have 5 minutes, and they have 20 slides that automatically advance every 15 seconds. So they're moving pretty fast. Some of what I've seen, it's usually just like big pictures on the screen most of the time. It doesn't seem to be very word heavy. Sometimes presenters will have like a repeating slide if they really need something that's right there. For the most part, things are just rolling. So if you're like me and might get like lost sometimes, or get like that glazed overness, somebody's talking at you for a while, it's almost impossible because things are just constantly coming at you. And for the presenters, they have to keep that moving at that pace as well. And so when you're sitting in the audience, like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot of variety. It's also useful to know that, while one might be super engaging, if you're finding that you're not as into one, it's only 5 minutes. So you can just go grab a beer or a soda or something and take the load off. So you're not going to like sit down and have to like wade through something that's 20 minutes long. You'll kind of just be like, okay, I can do this for 5 minutes. Anyone can sit through it for 5 minutes. And there's going to be a lot of ideas that you might not expect that you'll hear about. I think some that you might be excited to see come to the stage for the first time. You might realize, oh my gosh, that's what I've been telling my friends about for so long, and now like I get to see it, and now everyone around me gets to hear about it. And then, like I said, you get to see some of your friends, some people you might start new conversations with, and you'll just get to see a lot of different things. So, whether you're there for the purpose of seeing a friend, you'll probably walk away with some new purpose, something new that you want to get interested in. So Ignite is coming to Carroll County on October 19th, and we have a short little video for you to watch.
It's Vince Buscemi, and as the host of Ignite Carroll 10, I've learned that people are really excited about this year's speakers. So we sent Neil Beller somewhere out on the streets of Carroll County to report back to us just what topics you're most interested in. Neil?
Hello, Vince. Through investigative journalism and exhausting research, I've learned people want to hear about many topics. For example, how to find viable employment in Carroll County. Will global warming affect ice machines? How telephone poles know to grow in straight lines, and most importantly, how to teach a cat how to fold laundry. Back to you, Vince.
Well, there you have it. Word on the street from somewhere in Carroll County is that you won't be disappointed with this year's speakers. You'll never know what you'll learn in just 5 minutes at Ignite Carroll 10. For tickets... Hey, where do they get tickets?
It's going to be a link on the screen.
For tickets, follow the link on the screen below. You won't be disappointed.
That's great. I think that worked really well.
I think so too, yeah. I'm good with that.
I think we'll have some good people there.
All right. No, I cannot wait for that one. I've seen a dog play pool. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
So I think that gives a good vibe of the night. Like, it's pretty fun. I don't think anyone's gonna take yourselves too seriously. So it's gonna be October 19th, which is a Wednesday, just at the Carroll Art Center. Doors open at 5. There will be drinks and food and whatnot, and the event itself will go from 6 to 8. And Vince, who you just saw on the screen, will be the host. And yeah, it's pretty high energy, pretty funny. You'll definitely hang out and laugh. And you might find that after sitting there at the event, maybe next year you'll want to come on stage and share something that ignites you.
All right, so now's the time when we turn to you guys to ask questions of Molly. Yes.
So Molly, you mentioned Instagram. Can we find that through the Carroll Tech Center where you're posting, or do you have a separate page for Ignite Carroll?
It's on Carroll Tech Council.
Okay.
At Carroll Tech Council on Instagram. Thank you.
Now you have one more one.
It really means a lot. Try.
Tina, Vicky, or Julius, if either of you can monitor the Facebook chat just in case. Yeah, so if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can leave a comment, a question in the comment section, and we'll have our moderators read it out loud here in person. All right, any other questions for Molly?
Molly, are you presenting?
No, I'm not presenting. Like, I almost did. I told Chris I was going to present my research that I did as a part of the learning centers at McDaniel. But then I was like, I hope he doesn't bring it up again. And then he didn't, and then I kind of just, but I think next year I definitely want to. Yeah.
I think that's smart. Go check it out first. Get the
I
vibe.
think so
and then-
too. I think I would have felt awfully bold just like walking in there, having never gone to an event but
You're a
I
natural
could have.
speaker.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I did improv in college. I did.
I'm
really
a firm
didn't want
believer
to, but I
in
did.
improv skill. I took improv classes.
You
as well.
did? Yeah.
Yep.
I walked into school like super, and so that's why I love events like this, and this would be like a big deal for me because I walked into school to McDaniel like with so much social anxiety, like I could barely walk into a classroom without just like having to like motivate myself. And then I started doing like little speaking engagements at school, and then I started speaking at conferences, and so like this would be like an example of that. It's just 5 minutes. I think you can push through that as a speaker. And then one of my final acts of, look, I'm not socially anxious anymore, was joining improv. And the first year I auditioned for improv, I sat in the corner underneath a tree, and I think I cried. And then I came back next year, and then I did it, and then I did improv for like half a semester. Yeah.
Wow.
Congrats on growing, because when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, that's when you grow, and you have to release that nervous energy. So
Well, it really is a lot of fun too. The 20 slides in 5 minutes, like, and all being timed was every 15 seconds. Is that what it was? It really does. It's a unique format that I've never experienced before, and which is why I want to do it again. It's almost kind of addictive. Once you do it once, like you kind of like, oh, I want to. There's like a thrill to it.
this will be my first time, Graham. What are your recommendations on doing this 15-second dance?
Well, Molly mentioned it too. If you actually need more than 15 seconds on a slide, you can just duplicate that slide so that it'll advance, but the audience won't know the difference.
So you actually.
But you're limited to 20 slides. You can't do any more than 20 slides. So if you do need more time, you can actually copy the slide multiple times.
And if you ever want to like work on slides together, like run through it,
Yeah, you have to practice it
yeah,
a
you
lot.
have to practice a lot. But I'm just saying, if you ever just want to hang out and go through your slides, or like if you just want to like hang out.
That totally leads to my next question of, is there any coaching available for the speakers?
I wonder if there is through the site. I want to check on that to give you the right answer. But I mean, Chris and I really enjoy the event, so I think we probably want you to just talk to us so that we could talk about it with you. But yeah, because Chris has done it before.
I've just watched previous presentations.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can find last year's Ignite Carroll on YouTube as well. And also, I thought that was pretty comforting to watch those as well, just to see how like chill the audience is, and Vince keeps it very like lighthearted and whatnot. Because I've watched some of those. But
Everybody's
coaching,
kind to the speakers.
very right, Carl? Did anyone boo you? Tomatoes?
No, it's very not
No
too
tough
mean
love
from
here.
my face.
Yeah. Nobody mean. Yeah.
I was going to ask about other Ignite programs in Maryland. Is this the only one in Maryland?
I think it's the only one that's running regular. I'm trying to picture the map in my mind. We can check though.
Go back
because
to it. Let's go back.
Well, yeah, we can stare at
It's
them.
kind of like coffee. It's kind of like 1 Million Cups, where they have all these multiple communities around the world. Well, 1 Million Cups is just in the U.S., but this is global.
Mhm.
I mean, it looks like you're the only one in Maryland.
I think so. We
Yeah.
can look.
Although that's not 300 in city market. 300
Right.
in
That just can't be. Let me look.
So there is a place with a map.
Are there any questions on Facebook yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're the only ones. How about that? That's pretty cool.
Oh, Annapolis.
Oh, Annapolis.
I said Annapolis
Okay.
too. I didn't even think about that being Maryland. That's like.
But still, that's pretty far for
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
that's pretty cool.
and theirs is September 22nd. Yep.
Tomorrow.
So
Yeah.
unlike 1 Million Cups, they don't happen simultaneously. They happen on different dates. Looks like. Anyway, any other questions from Ollie?
That'd be interesting to see if theirs is streamed as well. Maybe
Yeah.
we could check it out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh my God.
All right. Well, no other questions. Thank you, Molly. All right. So now it's time for community updates. Do we have anybody here with an update that wants to get up? Oh, Kate and Marie, you guys can either go in the back if you want, or sit down here, whichever you feel more comfortable with coffee and baked goods.
That's an informal thing.
Anybody have any updates? All right, well, I've got an update. I'll talk about magic for a second. In fact, I'll talk about Carroll Arts Council. So, for the Magic is partnering with the Carroll Arts Council for the first time to host the screening of. Hold on, let me pull it up. Here it is. Screening of 1989's The Wizard, starring Fred Savage and Christian Slater. It is also the first uncredited appearance of Tobey Maguire in a film. And so we're going to make this an interactive experience. It's also to help promote the Good Game Fest, which will start the next day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 4th, 5th, and 6th. So this will be Thursday, November 3rd at Carroll Arts Center at 7:30 p.m. It's $5. I think it's 17 and under 17, and over 17 it's $10. But the tickets also get you a $10 discount to Good Game Fest. So it's pretty much pays for itself. So there's no reason not to go. And we're going to make it like an interactive experience, kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show version of it, where we'll give you guys things that you can shout at the screen at certain cues. There will be sort of a scavenger hunt of things to look out for and to sort of count how many times certain things are said or certain things happen in the movie. And yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. And one of our other partners for the Good Game Fest, Eric Holniker from Save Point, will be there, and we'll have some sort of interactive display of a classic NES console or the big table thing that you've got.
Probably, yeah.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like he has this coffee table that's an NES controller that actually works with giant buttons and stuff, and so we'll hook that up to a screen and you guys can play like Super Mario 3 or something, which is heavily featured in the film. If you didn't know it, this is the movie that debuted Super Mario 3 and I think the Power Glove. So yeah, that's going to be November 3rd. And then Magic also has, of course, the Good Game Fest.
But you have a couple of games on Main prior to that, right?
Yep, we do. We have 2 more games on Main, and the last Friday of September and the last Friday of October, we will do 2 more of these Good Game on Main events where we open up our office on Friday evening to families, kids, families, to come in and play Super Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. What else do we have? Strikers, Super Mario Strikers you can play. I think there's something else that we brought in. Anyway, we have 3 screens. So we have a screen behind this wall. On the other side, we have a screen in the back office as well. And we'll have 3 switches hooked up. So if you haven't been here yet for Good Game on Main, definitely come check it out. We feed you pizza. It's $5, but it's all you can eat pizza, candy, and soda, so parents love it.
So everybody up.
Right, we sugar them all up right before they go home, try to go to bed. Anyway, so that's Good Game on Main, but this is all to promote Good Game Fest, which is our annual event, our 2nd time doing it. It'll be at the Best Western Hotel and Conference Center this year in 44 days, so it's coming up pretty soon. If you are a business owner and want to be a sponsor, or you have gamers that work for you who are always talking smack about how good they are, you should bring them out for our Biz Battle, which last year was won by Gage Digital Media, and I am told that they are surrendering their title this year, and so they might not be there this year. So, so if you feel like you couldn't possibly beat Gage Digital Media's employee as well, you're in luck. So, but these are pictures from last year. That's the trophy that you're fighting for, that your employees will be fighting for. A sponsorship gets your teams entered, gets your employees entered to the Biz Battle. It's the smallest sponsor is the friend level, which is $500. So for $500, you can get some great visibility at a big community event and have a team building experience for your staff. This is one of Eric's machines from Save Point. This was the tie-breaking challenge for the Biz Battle last year. And so of course nobody knew which game we were going to choose. But it's not DDR. What's it called again?
Pump it up.
Pump it up?
Yeah.
Pump it up, which is, it's like DDR but with a 5th button, right?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. Okay, it's more to it than that. Anyway,
Graham,
yes.
if I could say, had Gallica in the final game.
That's right.
There may be
We have
different-
some
there
sour
may be
grapes in the
different
audience from
winner.
last year. Yeah,
I
no,
digress.
well, yeah, certainly we could have chosen anything, but we did choose that one, and Gage took it. Here's just some more pictures from last year. This was, of course, at Town Mall, where we will not be here this year, but we'll be at the Best Western Conference Center. There's Rick playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that was ugly.
so we have, so that's Good Game Fest. So we really are finalizing sponsorships now to start printing materials. In fact, we have a giant banner that's going to go on 140 in front of the Best Western. At Ravens Gaming League, the Baltimore Ravens are a partner again this year, which we just found out a few days ago. So they'll be there with Edgar or Alan to have with some cheerleaders, and they'll be giving out like Ravens merch, like posters, hats, bandanas, things like that. So if you're a Ravens fan, or if you know a Ravens fan, it'll be a great time to come out to the Best Western. And of course, Save Point's another founding sponsor of this event. They have their free play arcade in Union Bridge. That is, what days are you open?
Weekends. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Are you going to give do an update? Do you want to?
I mean,
Good segue.
it's,
Do you have anything on Instagram yet from what DragonCon?
oh god, yeah, sure, yeah.
All right, well, let me do that. So anyway, let me just wrap up real quick. So we have Good Game Fest, Good Game on Main. We have the screening of The Wizard, all to support Good Game Fest. And then we have our Capture the Flag, our 13th Capture the Flag event, which is coming up on October 22nd, I believe. Hold on, let me just double check. Yes, October 22nd. This is our 13th Capture the Flag event. And we will have, I think for the first time, we'll have students from Wyoming participating. We'll have students in Allegheny County participating. There will be no Estonian students. Usually Estonia is one of the top, teams that take the top prize with CTF, but for some scheduling reason they can't do it this time. So there'll be less competition and better chances for your academic teams to win. So if you are interested in this or you want your school to participate, just let us know. We'll get you hooked up. Our Big Data Boot Camp is coming up also October 7th. That's going to be, we did this 2 years ago with one of our alumni from Magic named Sam Schoberg, who designed the course. It gives you an introduction to Python, to the Pandas framework. And anyway, it's a good primer for learning data science skills. So that starts in October, and we have our instructor this time is going to be a former NASA data scientist who also works with DDT here in Westminster. Olga Pereira is her name. She's actually named a top data scientist or top data science thought leader or something like that by one of the trade magazines for data science. And then also I should mention Spire Girls. So October 7th is going to be the launch of the Spire Girls program. It's a leadership program that Magic is launching for young girls, I think 8th grade to 12th grade. So if you are all interested in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and you're female in 8th grade to 12th grade, then this event is for you. Our first event will feature Dr. Mona Becker, our city mayor, who's also a geologist and a educator. So she'll be speaking at the very first one, but then we also have, it's every other month we'll have the meetings, and they'll be at American Ice Company Cafe. All right, so with that said, I'm going to pull up Instagram, and I'm going to pull up SavePoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, come on up, Eric. Tell us what we're looking at.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is that's a machine that I saved from a barn in Kentucky. There's probably only like 5 of them in the United States. Dance Evolution it's essentially Just Dance, the arcade machine. You can actually see there's a Kinect in the arcade machine. So imagine Just Dance, but like filled with J-pop and like all this crazy like Japanese EDM. Yeah, it was just in a barn in Kentucky, just in the middle of nowhere. So we cleaned it up, and that's going to be coming. It'll probably actually be a Good Game Fest. But yeah, I think if you go one more post over. This was DragonCon. DragonCon is one of the longest running conventions. They're in Atlanta, Georgia. They take over like 7 buildings, including all of America's Mart. They had us out to bring Japanese games. So everything that you're seeing is stuff that actually resides here in Carroll County, and it's just sitting. Some of it's available in our free play arcade, and a lot of it is just unfortunately in storage. But yeah, DragonCon was a thrill. It was crazy. It's a 24/7 event. It takes over all of downtown Atlanta. They actually close it off on Saturday and they do a DragonCon parade. But it started as a Dungeons and Dragons convention, and every year they brought in more fandoms, and now it's absurd. It's incredible.
How many people were there?
165,000.
Wow, 12,000 people.
Yeah. So that's the stuff we do, and I think it was just funny. It's Graham's asking like, oh, does anyone have any updates? And I'm thinking to myself like, no, it's just more of the same. Like I don't really have any updates. But, in the last month, we took Penske trucks down in Atlanta, did this awesome show. We've been doing a lot of back-to-back shows, which has been wonderful. I just wish there was more local stuff for us to do. But we just entered into a purchasing agreement in the building that we reside in, which is a huge, huge, huge deal because SavePoint has had nothing but bad luck with landlords before like 2 weeks ago. So I'm super excited about that.
Congrats.
Thank you. What else is new? I don't know, it's just more of the same.
Any other photos you want? Anything you want to point out?
Gosh,
Yeah, pinball machines.
oh, we have pinball machines, yes. Oh yeah, lots of pinball machines. I'm trying to think of anything else. No, it's really just more of the same. If anyone has any questions about that, like, I don't know if everyone's heard of the location, but we're in Union Bridge.
I was just gonna ask if you have a purchasing agreement, is it the same location?
Same location. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So congrats on that.
Thank you. But we are a hybrid video game store and free play arcade. So the arcade is literally free. Like, we're completely donation driven. And there's a lot of arcades you look up and they say, oh yeah, we're donation driven. It's a $10 forced donation at the door and you give us another $10 every hour. It's like, no, with us, you can just come in, play these games, enjoy them. And if you feel like donating, great, but not necessary. So that's, we have some machines at Peabody Heights Brewery in Baltimore, and we work closely with them. We also have some machines a couple doors over in the Down Under, Johansson's. So yeah, we try to get them where we can.
Any other questions for Eric?
So what sort of age range is appropriate for your free play arcade?
I feel like children under 5 don't understand, like they and this isn't like to be rude, it's just like the machines that we have are very rare and they're very interesting. Like, they're machines that like you can't find anywhere else on the East Coast. So I think children under 5, it's just like, take them to another arcade, you know. I hate to like.
I've taken my kids, and I think my 5-year-old, who's 5 now, was there when he was 4, and he just kind of was like mashing buttons here.
Well, that is why I asked, because some of these do seem rare and expensive, and you bring in a little kid who just doesn't understand that and destroys a priceless
and
machine.
some of them aren't in English too. So
there's a lot of games that you'll.
Well, there's no age that's going to correct, Graham. I didn't learn Japanese at 6.
A lot of them you can just kind of like, okay, all right, I'll hit the button. Oh, I'm playing. You know, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's a lot of neat stuff.
And how do you find these machines?
I don't know. I mean, it's the barn in Kentucky. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like
probably 5 in the States.
Where did that come from? How did you even find out about that?
We were driving back from Dragon Con, and it's the first music game here. You can, for reference, look up a Beatmania arcade. So we're driving back from Dragon Con, and I'm part of a Discord server of like 20 people that actually care about this music game that was made in 1998 that Konami stopped making.
Is it?
Go to images. They stopped making it in 2002. It might be hard to find. Yeah, so one of these guys. So this is Beatmania. I love this game. No one cares about it. It's super archaic. It was the first music game. And in 98, Konami they were like, oh, let's make a game where you are a DJ. So we'll make hip hop music, like what we think hip hop is in America. So it was these Japanese people making American hip hop, and like they took a Turtles in Time board, which is like, if anyone's ever played any of the Turtles arcade games, you know what I'm talking about. They took a Turtles in Time board and they made it a music game. So the whole thing's incredibly janky and it's wonderful. So I would like drive to the other side of the country for one of these machines. We have a couple of them, and we're like the only people that have it in probably the tri-state area. But somebody messaged and said, hey, one of these is in a barn in Kentucky. It's been sitting there for 10 years. It looks disgusting. It's $300 and it needs to be gone by the end of the week. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So I contact the guy and I'm driving out there, and I was thinking like, I wish that there was something I could do for the business, because this is just purely me. This is, you know. And then the guy messages and says, you know anyone that wants to buy a Dance Evolution? And that's the game that you guys first saw. And I was like, what? Like, why? Why are these two machines in a barn in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky? So yeah, like that's usually how it happens.
So you just detoured from Atlanta and just hopped over to Kentucky?
Well, no, I stopped here, returned the Penske trucks, and then immediately drove off to Kentucky.
Wow.
Did you find out why they were in the barn?
The chain of custody is
yeah, no, it's just a guy who likes arcade games that was out there, and he's just like, yeah, like DDR, and I'm like, holy crap, like, where am I? This is ridiculous. So, I mean, and they were built in a barn, so like they were a little funky, but they're coming along, you know, just a lot of refurb. It's exciting stuff. But that's something we take a lot of pride and passion in, is taking machines that have been sitting in weird settings like barns or warehouses or someone's basement, and then you know, bringing new life to them, regardless of how much of a pain in the ass or the financial nonsense that it makes. So.
So be sure to follow Save Point Retro on Instagram and find Save Point on Facebook.
Yeah.
Everywhere else.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Eric? Any other updates?
Not that I can think of.
Other than you'll be at Good Game Fest.
Yes, I'm really excited for it. We were there last year, but Save Point used to be located in the town mall from 2011 to 2017. So when Graham told me last year that Good Game Fest was going to happen at the mall, I kept going, no, and it was like this horrible PTSD trip for me. So now that we're not doing it in the mall, I am 10 times more excited. It's going to be great.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Eric. Any other updates? Anybody? Yeah, Julius. Should I bring up a website or anything?
All right, so Dirigible is hosting office hours tonight, 4 to 6, at the Exploration Commons, and we are really looking forward to seeing people come out, meet us. We are looking to interview some people without giving away too much. We are working on a new service, and we are very much in the discovery phase, just trying to find people in the community with a need, and just to kind of validate what we're doing and what we're hoping to do. There'll probably be a presentation here in the next couple of weeks when we do finally decide to move forward. But if without letting too much, giving away too much, if you are a small or mid-sized business or organization and you have found yourself in over your head trying to navigate a major technical project, something business critical that's really necessary for your business or organization, we want to talk to you. If you have experience doing that and you haven't really found yourself in over your head, but like me, you just come up with more and more projects and you need help executing on those, we want to talk to you. So that is my really quick update. 4 to 6 tonight, Exploration Commons will be in one of the small conference rooms. That's it.
Does that include if you have like app development needs?
Sure.
Yeah, wow, there's a lot of that out here.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Julius? 4 to 6. Which meeting room are we going to be in?
I think it's small conference room A.
Okay.
They didn't give us a room.
Will you be serving food and drink?
We will have food. We will have pizza. Haven't decided on drinks, but we'll probably have soda.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Very good.
Thank you, Julius. Any other updates? If not, we can give you all back your time and we can drink.
Close this out? Give an update and close this out?
Yeah.
Could you go to actionforkindness.org, please? So I'm excited to say that actionforkindness.org has helped in collaboration with the Carroll County Arts Council to put together a series, a workshop for 7 to 13-year-olds called the Community of Kindness Workshops, Art Workshops. And we're currently in the middle of our second set of sessions, working with kids to do tactile activities related to kindness, something that they can take home, but at the same time, since we're also yoga instructors, we've incorporated mindfulness and breath work, and it seems to be a really big success. So we're grateful. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see a picture of someone who's painted a sign. And that's one of the signs that the kids paint in this workshop series. So if you missed it this time, we did it in the spring. We're doing it now in the fall. And chances are, since it's been so successful, we'll be doing it again in the spring. Of course, if you didn't, if the demand's there in the community, we could probably plug in a couple more sessions. And they're called the Community of Kindness Art Sessions at the Carroll Arts Center. So we're excited that that's happening. Grateful to our donors to help us out with our Give a Teacher sign for their classroom. That's rolling out really well. We're grateful. We've got some video that's going to be coming out So you can keep an eye on actionforkindness.org. We'll draw out some video of teachers saying the importance of kindness, not only in the classroom, but also in the community. And so we're excited about that. There's a lot more going on, but that's all I can talk about right now. So thank you.
Any questions?
And then, yes?
So, do you know when those events will be at the Carroll Arts Center?
Well, currently the current set of sessions is on Monday evenings from 5 to 7, and there are four sessions in this workshop for the fall. So they've already started. Everybody's already registered. I don't know if it's still on their website because it's already happening.
Oh, okay.
But if you go to the Carroll Arts Center, under programs, youth classes, youth education classes. Let's see if it's there. And community of kindness art sessions. There we are. That's us. So this is a 4-session run. There are a total of 4 sessions in this workshop, and so that's already started. It started on September 12th, and it'll end on it's every Monday for 4 Mondays. In the spring, the sessions were there were 6 sessions in the workshop. I don't know if they're going to have time or whether they put together programming for like winter, because we did spring and now we're doing fall. So that's a great question. And you're welcome to ask the Arts Council if you see demand, if you know people who would like to take because we tend to sell out each time. So that's kind of nice. Yeah. So apparently there's, in the different types of kids that get signed up for the 7 to 13 age range, it's across the board, from kids who are already empathetic and kind to kids who are have attention issues, and their parents want to expose them to a smaller setting, hands-on way of learning to talk to each other. It's been a very educational experience for us as well, because as we're helping to do tactile activities and teach these kids mindfulness and breath work and how to communicate with each other, they are taking the cues from us, because some of them were not sure about how to communicate with some of these other kids that normally they stay away from because they don't understand where they're coming from. So it's been a really great experience all the way around. So we're grateful to the Carroll Arts Center for collaborating with us, and it's been a win-win. Great question, thank you. So, and with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up our 1 Million Cups community. Oh, yes, Rick?
Just sticking with my kind of food theme for the day.
Yeah.
I see October 1st is coming quick for Oktoberfest, right?
Oktoberfest is coming very quickly for Oktoberfest. Thank you so much. The Rotary Clubs of Carroll County, there are 4 of them, and they put on an annual Oktoberfest at the Ag Center here in Carroll County, and it's October 1st and 2nd. I think it's Carroll County Oktoberfest, Rotary Oktoberfest. There you go, Carroll Oktoberfest. So that is on Saturday from 12 to 8 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Not this weekend, but next weekend. This weekend, supporting community is the Westminster Fall Fest, Saturday and Sunday. And Action for Kindness, Be Kind Signs will be there as a vendor. And then the Rotary Oktoberfest is the following weekend, the 1st and 2nd. So we're excited to put on, after the shutdown, this is our first Oktoberfest since the shutdown. So the thing about the Oktoberfest is it's all about community for community by community, because the volunteers, the Rotary, the 4 Rotary clubs, it's all run by volunteers. And every penny that comes in to the Oktoberfest, from the sponsorships to the vendors to the participants, all goes back straight into the community, into Carroll County, 100%. So if whether you like to drink an alcoholic beverage or not, we have some sponsors. We have a water sponsor. I believe Sterling Water is the water sponsor. And there's kids activities. There's a kids zone. There's all kinds of fun games. And of course there's music and food and beer. It's an Oktoberfest. But please feel free to just pop up there for a couple hours and enjoy some time. There's tables, and lots of fun. So thank you for that reminder that we needed to let everybody know to plan next weekend to come out to the Ag Center for the Oktoberfest and support your community. Thank you. Is there any other updates that I should be talking about? Thank you, Rick. Okay. So we are 1 Million Cups Westminster by the community for the community. Thank you to Magic and Graham Dodge for bringing us to Westminster. Thank you to American Iced Coffee for the coffee, go-go juice, and Jeannie Bird for her sweet treats. And thank you to everybody who's here to support our entrepreneurs and what's happening in Westminster, trying to build our business community and lift each other up. Sometimes we have one presenter, sometimes we have two, and next week it could be you. Go to 1millioncups.com/Westminster and click Apply to Present. Similar to the Ignite scenario, you got to get out of your comfort zone sometimes and figure out how to talk in front of people and help them understand what you don't know or what you need to get you to the next level. We're all here for each other. So have a great week. We'll see you next time.